One of the problems I'm having is a miscalculation. I assumed they'd plow this road, but they haven't. So I'm going to give it a couple more days. I have plenty of food and water and all that, you know, and music, everything I need. So I'm comfortable. So I'm going to try and wait it out. Now tomorrow's supposed to be a sunny day. I measured the snow in the woods road. That's too much for the Subaru. You know, maybe you could get it over that in a short distance, but I got to go miles out of here. And I'll give it more time. And leave my stuff here. It creates all kinds of problems. This is where the clam shelter was, and I dug all this out. Car was here. I dug this all out, and I got the car to move. This took 2 days to shovel. I must be in okay shape though. I got some sore muscles, but then coming around a turn here, I carved all this out. Even though I allowed for that, I carved out further on the other side. But see, I carved this out to make a wider turn. Oh. Got to dig all this out. The hope is, if I can get the car straight on this road with the trailer straight behind it, I can dig out a running start and go. This is primarily downhill on the way out. Well, I'm officially stuck. After I've been out here 8 days, snowed in, and having trouble getting out of here. The road is pretty unpassable, and I called about several different towing services, and they didn't even want the job. As soon as I mentioned the trailer, they were like, you know, we can't even get back there. So I did find a guy who knows the area, Zach, and Zach says he can get me out. So if Zach can get me out, I'm gonna make it worth his while. But it's been a real adventure for me. I've had a great time here. I'm out of the woods. This was supposed to be a 7-day trip, and it turned into a 9-day trip. Now, at this point, I had to cut away to here. I'm home now, and I had to cut away because I couldn't take the final video. Things got out a little crazy. Now, before I go into how I got out of there, I just want to address a lot of the comments. Of all my videos, this video got the most comments of any video, so thank you very much everyone who commented. And there were some general themes. I've done winter camping since I was 12 years old. And plan X, if everything else failed, was I would get in, put on my boots, put on my stuff, and hike out of there. I got a lot of suggestions from people. I thank you very much for your suggestions. The number one suggestion is, why not put up a pole? You know, I heard, oh, so-and-so put up a pole in their clam shelter and it didn't collapse. With 2.5 feet of snow falling, the clam shelter roof is 12 by 12, so I squared that off for convenience. That's 144 square feet. Each foot of snow, 1 square foot of snow weighs about 7 pounds. So that's light snow. Heavy snow is 20 pounds. And I calculated that the weight of light snow overnight would have been about 700 to 1,000 pounds, okay? So that's not, the clam shelter is not designed to do that. Another subject I got a number of comments on was clothing, and it's a great subject. It's no accident that we see every outdoor gear place in the world advertising synthetics. And they all have catchy names, each company. They all have these, you know, Columbia Titanium. You know, there's just so many different, I own all of it. I own everything out there. And but what it is, it's all the same stuff. All the synthetic stuff, it's all polypropylene, all of it. Has a little different coating on it for wicking, a little different coating for smell, because they just amplify BO. So I wear the warmest fabric in the world, and when you see that advertising, you just walk over to Google and you ask Google, what is the warmest fabric in the world? And not only is it the warmest fabric, it's the warmest insulation if you want to insulate your van. It's been in use by humans for 6,000 years. I wear a combination of synthetics and natural fiber, and I wear it depending on the conditions. I'm not active in some cases when I'm camping, and if I'm active, it's very easy to keep warm. But if you want to sit around in 7-degree weather, you better dress correctly, okay? So look it up on Google. What's the warmest fabric in the world? I'll tell you what happened. I was snowed in. I had 12 days worth of food with me. I could have made that easily last 20 days if I wanted. But I really didn't want to stay there. I mean, I'm not camping, I'm having fun, you know, this is fun for me. So I had my fill, and so I started calling towing services. And again, this is table stakes for having fun. It cost me a bunch of money, which I don't care about. It took 3 trucks from 5:30 in the evening till 6:30 in the morning, 11 hours to get me out of there. I gave them a big tip, you know. I was really happy with them. They were just great. And what they did was, we thought the best thing to do was to come up the mountain. There's 2 ways in. Come up the mountain, get me. That way they'll have broken trail and pull me down the mountain. And so I thought that would make the most sense. And they tried that. They brought a tow truck with chains on it and tried to back up the mountain so they could just hook up to me and we'd take off. But that didn't work. They got stuck a lot. So they brought in more trucks, and they left the tow truck behind, and they used 2 monster pickup trucks. You know, I certainly appreciated these guys. You know, they came in the other way, which was a little bit of a downgrade on the way in, and somehow they were able to go into a ditch and get around me in this deep snow, and we hooked up. And you know, being the good outdoorsman I am, these Subaru Outback, you have to screw in this little like lollipop on the bumper to be towed. And I had that all set up for them with my shackle and my tow strap. They hooked up to it and tried to pull me out. The car wouldn't move. So the guy said, I'm going to back up and give it a shot, you know, get a running start. So he did that, and he pulled that mounting piece right out of the bumper. You know, it was crazy. So, I don't know, now what do we do? The guy said, don't worry. The guy was great. He got under there and he chained it to something. I'm like, well, you know, is my alignment going to be okay? And he's like, you know, just get in your car. So they towed me down the mountain. We unhooked the trailer. Another truck towed the trailer out, and they towed me out. I didn't get out of there till 6:30 in the morning on a Friday. It was all great fun. You know, I paid them right there on the spot. I gave them tips. Each person got a tip there. I was very grateful. So thank you all for your comments, for subscribing, for your thumbs up. So I had a lot of fun this trip. You know, priceless memories and a lot of learning. It just augments my my camping, my lifetime of camping. But I did some damage getting towed out of the that campsite in 24 inches of snow. The snow took a beating on this. Over here I have a dent in the fender, and down here on the soft underbelly, this little apron down here, you can see that's hanging down because the snow was scooped up in there at this depth I was at, and it tore it down a little bit. So I'm going to see what I can do about that. I'm not real big on pee bottles, but I think tonight might be a good night to check one out. I need a drink after a trip like that. Ah, it's the pee bottle again. Certainly is pretty out here. Nobody else here but me. The park is empty and no cars are passing by at all. I made a clothesline up in here along the ridge line of the trailer. I just put up some little itty bitty hooks here. You can't even see them, but they're there, and just some mason twine across the top here. Now, the gloves are getting a little wet from shoveling snow and stuff today, and tonight when I turn on the heat actually projects up and it'll pass over here. It'll dry these gloves out by morning, no problem.